To what extent have you been able to evaluate Baker Mayfield? How much was Baker Mayfield part of your discussion with the Browns during your interview process? And what's your plan for getting him back on track?
I spoke to Baker briefly yesterday. He's down in Austin and caught up with him for just a minute. But he's the quarterback. He's the trigger man, and that's the exciting part for me. I've worked with a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of great ones over the years, and I'm looking forward to hunkering down with him and getting to work. And like any one of our players, when they walk in the building, we'll have a detailed plan for them about how they're going to improve. And Baker, as a young player, the sky's the limit, but we're going to put in the work to get it done with Baker. I'm still in the infancy of studying last year, and we'll identify some things as we get going, but certainly when you're talking about this job and this franchise and everything that goes with it, you think about the quarterback, and I think the sky's the limit for the kid.
You go back to and through a lot of quarterbacks. Is it just coincidence that you work with a bunch of guys, or what can you take from having such a breadth of experience with so many different guys?
Yeah, I think it's terrific that I can pull from different experiences, and I know this, they come in all shapes and sizes. There's different styles. I will just tell you the skill set that our quarterback has is legit, and he's as accurate as they come. I think there's plenty of things that we'll do schematically to hopefully make life easier on him, and looking forward to the jump that this kid will take. I mean, he's such a young player, and the guys I've been around, when they put their mind to it and they start to grind on this thing and understand the whys in the concepts of that we're teaching, I really think this kid has a chance to take off.
I was just thinking about Baker Mayfield. You talked about him. He's already had three head coaches. Mm-hmm. 3 in 2 years, mm-hmm. So you're going to be taking over that. And a lot of other guys have been through this whole, here comes a new coach or a new coordinator with a new system. How do you really handle with these guys? In some ways, their brains are almost like scrambled eggs from all the changes and things that have gone on.
They're a resilient group, and I think when we get in front of those players and we start outlining our structure and how we're going to do things, I have no doubt a player like Baker, you mentioned, all of our players, they'll understand that my job is to make them better football players. Our coach's job is to develop them as football players. And once they start to hear that message and understand that message, I truly believe they'll understand what we're getting ready to build here. Baker, as you pointed out, the kid is talented, and I'm excited to get to work with him. I'm excited for our coaches to get to work with him, but the operative word there is work. So we're going to get him back in the building when it's time, and we're going to start to put a plan together.
What offensive philosophies do you lean on in your core? And, from coaching Brett Favre all the way to Kirk Cousins, what are some things you've pulled from them that you hope to bring to Cleveland now?
Yeah, you mentioned 2 good ones right there. I think for each quarterback, they're all so different. And what I encourage them is to be themselves and to lead in their own way. And that quarterback position in terms of leadership is very much at the forefront of what you're talking about. So I'm going to use those lessons I learned with those guys you mentioned and many more, and just talk to Baker and all of our quarterbacks and make sure that they're the leaders of the group. That's how it operates, whether they like it or not. And I think Baker certainly has a way about him that lends itself to that.